me a WhatsApp message because I didn't know who was on the call or who was left.
Yeah.
But tomorrow we'll have another co-working session in the evening. I don't think I have anything to do. But like I said, I'm thinking of introducing AM co-working sessions. So we have office hours where we get work done. We used to do them before. Me a WhatsApp message because I didn't know who was on the call or who was left. All right, so
Yeah.
I'm streaming now. We'll have to edit the intro. All right, welcome everyone to today's session of creative recovery. Now, with creative recovery, we are looking for something, and everybody is looking for something. But one thing we've all agreed is that as creatives, we are drained, we are exhausted, and we need to think of another way of doing things. My definition of a creative is still the same. A creative is every single person that exists on it and can create something. It doesn't have to be based on what you can draw or what you can present, but the fact that you're breathing, you are creating something. And today's session, I've called it Feel Yourself First. And everybody's going to be taking like a solo field trip this week, and I would explain why I am suggesting that we take this solo field trip. And we've done a bit of icebreaker, so I don't think we'll do an icebreaker again today because we've started with a conversation. But like I said, this session is different, and it was one that I was supposed to do in the third week or something like that, but we had to move forward because they're not just doing these sessions based on strictly following the schedule, but rather what we're doing is ensuring that what we create and what we do evolves with us. So we're serving the people in the community, not just following the curriculum strictly. However, what we do is still within the realm of the curriculum that we've created for these sessions. Now, why did I say this session is different? It's because we're going to be looking at actual creatives in the in the entertainment industry and things they've said about creativity. And this is kind of giving you a reset into the way you show up. So it's not just about strategy, it's about stillness before we move forward. It's not about content, it's about making connections, and the person you're connecting with is yourself. So we are not learning how to make something new, how to go viral, or how to do anything that the world will applaud first. But we are learning to speak from within and ensure that whatever we create, we believe in by believing in ourselves first. And I will say that most of us want to be in certain industries, so we restrict ourselves to those specific places. We do not go outside the realm of what we do. And I will probably play this video if I can find it, because I looked at it today. But if I can't, I will just describe it because I would have loved you to hear from him directly. It's a short video, so it's not such a long one. And it's just like a 2-minute video. And that video led to this session that we are having today. So bear with me a second. Let me see if I can find it in my um toolkit. Because I create playlists for every single thing. And this is in one of those playlists. No, it's not in this one. But anyway, so I would just set the scenario. An artist was an Hollywood actor was having a Q&A session with other actors, and they were asking questions as they should based on how to get into the industry. His response in a way shocked me, but it did not shock me because it provided insights to actually, do we really want what we say we want? Or do we just like the idea of having it? Are we ready to do the work it takes to be that creative person and stand out from the crowd? Or are we just going to be echoing what every other person is saying in the industry? And I don't know if you know this actor, but his name is Vincent. I'm not going to pronounce his name very well. Don Forio. If you watch Law and Order, not Special Victims Unit. He's the inspector in Law and Order. I love his work. If you've watched Daredevil, he's Kingpin in Daredevil. Those are two different roles, and he plays them so well. I've always wondered, how does he get into character? How does he do what he does and make it seem effortless? And I think that, yes, I found a video. So I'm just going to play it for us now. His work is exceptional, and I think I don't going to have any copyright issue with this video, hopefully. Don't tell me to sign in, please. If not, I will send it to you on TikTok. All right. Oh, it's a 4-minute video.
Yeah, Richmond. When's the last time you were in a museum, like an art museum?
So
Like a month ago.
we don't get the question he asked, but we can assume the question he asked was about acting based on the response. Let me know if you can hear his voice.
Okay, it should have been like a week. And so you need to go and see art, painting, sculpture, you need to go to concerts, not just rock, because I love them too, but classical music. If you can ever see an opera, you should see an opera. You should start filling yourself at your age with art and what it means to you, not what it means to like.
Okay, you can't hear him very well. Maybe what I will do is I will send the video and then we can watch it.
Take it to a lake.
Well, I will echo what he says after this.
Figure out what it means. Not what it means to y'all.
There are subs, so I'm just following that.
Okay, all right.
It's for you. So you have to focus on feeling yourself.
So the first thing he says is, when last did you go to a museum? When last did you do this? He asked him specific questions. Then he started talking about consuming art that is not related to what you do. So going to the opera, and we're going to see how we will relate it to our own work, going to the opera, going to other things. So you're not just consuming what you like, and you're filling yourself up with more creative ideas and other people's way of expressing things. But what he said is that the art, A-R-T, is for you, not the other person, not for anyone else. It's for you. So you are the person that needs to be filled. So you said you have to focus on filling yourself with art, A-R-T. And then, because I broke it down in my slides also.
With art and the feelings, the reasons why it moves you. And then one day, you'll be on a field. I did a movie with being human with Robin Williams.
The audio is really low. Even I am struggling to hear it.
William Forsythe, he directed great movies like Local Hero and That Sinking Feeling, like an amazing book.
Is this better?
We're walking through the fields and
Yep.
and it's just a strange place with weird hills, beautiful, beautiful. And he starts reciting a Robbie Burns poem, and I finished it. And it was the first time him and I ever met. And the first walk we ever went on with him as my director. And I was able to finish word for word the poem that he started. The only reason why I could do that is because somebody told me to do what I'm telling you. Fill yourself with art. Sure, acting lessons, all that stuff, whatever, floats your boat. But first, you have to become an artist yourself. You have to learn to think like one, feel like one, understand art like an artist does. No matter what kind, whether you're a musician, poet, or painter, whatever you do. As an actor, as a young actor, that's what you should be concentrating on most. And then every once in a while, just do you collect plays? Do you have stuff on your computer?
Yeah, I have a few that I've been reading, and there's virtually plenty of plays around.
Yeah, look, you need to do more. Actors, all actors, I think, I get a lot of pushback on this, are lazy by nature. Okay, you're a good example of that. You're 20 years old and you haven't done anything artistic in a month, like you haven't fed yourself with some kind of art in a month. What have you done other than go to a museum?
I mean, I saw like 2 plays like earlier this week.
How were they?
They were pretty good. I wrote like a director's analysis for my class.
Oh, nice, good for you, that's awesome. Yeah, do stuff like this. But it's easy to go see a play. Because it's supposedly a finished piece. You don't wanna, that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you sitting and experiencing something on your own that's happening, like music or something that hasn't been necessarily, that's not. I'm trying to say that you have to fill yourself up with as much as you can, not just plays, but every other type of art too. You have to. Because you're going to, it's why my imagination is the way it is. I don't know if I've accomplished anything really in life, but I know one thing. I know that I have an incredible imagination, and I've made it what it is because of how I spent my youth, filling myself with art. So I can reference things, find ideas really, really quickly when I'm studying a part or we're doing a script analysis before I start studying a part. This is what it's all about, what I'm saying. That's the best advice I can give. Because other than that, know your lines and don't bump into the furniture.
Okay, were you able to hear what he said?
I mean, I mostly caught the gist of making sure you fill
Okay.
yourself with some art and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. So basically, he is telling us that, and I will put it the way I saw it, as creatives, as people working in certain industries, we just want to get the parts. We want to be able to say, how can I be a better actor? And the way to be better is to fill yourself intentionally with other things, because that is opening you to a diverse way of how people are creating art. So sometimes
Yeah.
a movie per se that is finished, but it could be something that, okay, there is a play going somewhere. You went for a play the other day. That kind of exposes you to something else. You presenting for that was not something you would have put on your own CV, but it's something that you got to do. It was an experience you got to be part of. And I loved what he said, because what I have noticed from us creatives is sometimes we complain so much about not getting views, not getting the equipment, not getting all the things we need. And when we meet people that can help us, we're asking the wrong questions. And sometimes we want the person to give us an answer that will say, oh, you have to study the character, you have to
Yeah.
understand their flaws. We want all that answer. But what he gave was a perspective. And I want to understand, pick your brain a bit. What do you think about what he said?
I think it makes sense, absolutely, because you do need to stay in stay abreast of what's going on in whatever industry you're in. And it is also very important to look at other types of art as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, on TikTok, most of what I see is stuff that I want to see anyway, but I follow some random accounts just because
Good.
maybe if I'm scrolling through live and I've seen one of these random Chinese style TikTok lives where they're
Yeah.
dancing in front of the and it's just so different from anything else I would see, in like Western culture. So I follow them anyway just to keep that, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it for any ideas for myself, but it's good to see what else is happening out there.
Mm-hmm.
Um like yesterday and today I was looking into like music from the Caribbean, like Zouk
Oh,
and
I don't know.
Bouillon,
Uh,
Denery. Some of these
okay,
things I've never heard before,
good.
but I look into it and I like it. So the my algorithm can start bringing me some of these other things as well, because
Mm-hmm.
I try to sometimes intentionally expose myself to other things that I wouldn't be aware of. Because even though it doesn't feed into your idea right now, it
Mm-hmm.
could give you it could help to shape
Right.
an idea in the future.
Yeah. For me, there was a time I only wanted to consume what I liked. I wanted to connect with people that were thinking the same way I was thinking. So,
Yeah.
like, oh, then I realized that when I started deconstructing as a Christian, looking at Christian evangelicals, look at what they celebrate and all these things, I was like, we actually don't agree on certain things. But then listening to the other side of the fence kind of opens you up to more things. And
Mhm.
as people that are creative, once we want to build a business venture, sometimes we just focus on building, building, building. So when I tell people, build your creative arsenal, build the people that you're watching in your industry, watching, they only look at what who they're watching in their industry. So if
Yeah.
somebody else is doing something, maybe it's someone that does AI art and they're doing a live session, they won't be interested in that. They just want to be fed with only what they like and agree with.
Yeah.
And that doesn't allow you fill yourself up. So when we say our emotions, our feelings, we just become numb to every single thing and we just consume what we like. And your For You page, you're correct, could help you do that. Just consume what you like. And when you
Mhm.
talked about the fact that some of us are pouring and producing, but we're not feeling ourselves up, that really hit a nerve for me because I'm someone that is always pouring out to people and producing and curating. I've had this video for like 6 weeks now. So I've had it like I keep on sharing things with people. Like you were saying, now, DK, you need to be talking about all these things that you find interesting. But I never thought about what I was filling myself up with. I was
Mm.
like, I want to listen to coaches. I don't want to listen to the Lamborghini crowd. So the Andrew Tates and all these people, I don't want to listen to them. I want to listen to people that are level-headed like me, thinking on the same wavelength. But you can easily still get insight from them. You can know what to do and what not to do. And sometimes you can just listen to somebody else's perspective. So
Mhm.
not because I am broken, not because that, if I listen to this person's perspective, I'm going to forget who I am, but I'm immersing myself in what will bring out the best in me and help me to just see other things. One artist that has done incredibly well is Doechii. I love her.
Doechii.
I love Doechii. And I'm not into, I love music, but I stopped consuming music for a while. I would listen, but I wasn't really consuming. When I heard her song Anxiety, I was like, God, this girl is speaking from the depth of her heart. Then I saw that she released an album in a month. I was like, what is driving this girl? Then I heard that she read the artist way.
Mm.
You can track her journey on her YouTube channel from 5 years back. You can see how she was filling herself up with so much more rather than just thinking about, I need to be a good artist. I need to learn how to sing. I need to do this. I need to do this. She dealt with that inner demon first. And that gave her the opportunity to fill herself up with the truth about who she is and then create from within. When I saw the anxiety video, I said, the way this girl moves her body, does she have ballet dancing? Yes, she did. So I was like, she was this trained, she's this good, but it took her finding herself to learn how to express herself properly for the world to see her. What are we filling ourselves with? Are we only concerned with how to improve our businesses? Have we outsourced our thinking to other people and we're just filling ourselves up with what we feel the world is telling us to do? Are we allowing our feelings and our emotions to even come into the conversation? Are we allowing ourselves feel at all? And the answer is society has kept us on that rat race. We think we're on a rat race, but rather on an hamster wheel that is just going in circles. At least the rat race, you are running straight. Maybe there's a finish line somewhere in the front. But an hamster wheel, where are you going to? You are just going and going and going and going. But where are you? Like Funke Akindele, that video, that man says is, why are you running? We're just running and we're not feeling ourselves up. And that could be detrimental for us because there is no growth. To me, like I said, I'll send that video to everybody. The reason that video resonated with me is because we have tried doing things the way the world wants us to, the way the creative engines tell us to. They keep shifting the goalpost every single time. Instagram tells us to do this, we do it. Then they change the whole platform. Oh, it's a video. It's no longer a picture only platform. It's a video platform. They don't even keep the commitments they've made to creatives. Now everybody must pay for ads. And if we keep following these people when they change the goalposts, trying to understand, all the algorithms and everything. What that does is it distracts you from trying to understand yourself. What are you sensitive to? I said you cannot connect deeply if you are living shallowly. You cannot create richly if you are emotionally underfed. So when we are talking about feeding yourself up with content, for someone like me that really is not going out like that, I'll watch a classical play. I know I love Sherlock, and I found a Sherlock podcast that I absolutely love, a new one. I love things like that because deductive reasoning. Or I can consume art. I can look at the National Theatre and see what they have online. We restrict ourselves and we're not filling ourselves up with enough. Because when we see content, what we do is we are scrolling, we listen to respond. So we just see this video. Why is her hair like this? What is she doing? We scroll through to say, oh, what can I reproduce? So we just want to replicate what someone else has done. Oh, rinse and repeat. If it has been done by one person, all I have to do is repeat what they've done. Or we consume to repackage. We consume what they've done. We say, okay, how can I do this differently? How can I put my twist to it? Now, are these things wrong? No. But are they going to make you the best in your industry? No. What makes you the best in your industry is because if you see these people that we mentioned earlier, they are exceptionally good at what they do. Doechii had the skills, the qualification, and everything, but it took her stepping back and feeling herself to become the sensation she is now. Many of us don't even know what moves us anymore. We are just moving forward with bills at the back of our mind. Every single thing is like, the weather is even hot now. Everything, life you. We know what converts, but what actually touches us? What are the type of videos and content that actually make us express our emotions? Earlier on, we're having a conversation on the fact that sometimes we don't even want to answer correctly. What we do is that when we are facilitating conversations with ourselves, we give a ready-made response. We don't even allow ourselves feel the emotions we should feel because that's how society has programmed us to be. So we always want to give the right answer, appear poised, even when we are talking to ourselves. We kind of lie to ourselves and we don't even know what emotions will be. So most of us are creatively starved. We can see that we are planting, we are growing, we just want to keep moving. So creative recovery is about facing these things that cause us that starvation and then gradually building something up. Because when we see our work, when we do presentations, when we go to people, our work is flat. Our ideas are just recycled ideas that other people have brought to them before. What we don't even believe in what we are saying to people because our voices are completely disconnected and we are burnt out because we are starving. Most creatives are at this place right now where they're starving, they are burnt out, and they are looking for, okay, what can I do differently? But they keep saying, I want to do things differently year in, year out, but there is no change. So they come and say, oh, I'm not productive. I'm always procrastinating. Help me get better. Oh, I'm not as creative as before. I've lost my zeal. Oh, it's just not working out. But you may just be starved creatively, emotionally, and sensorily. That's just it. You may just be starved. So it's not exactly. So when we think about it from that perspective and we're trying to build something intentionally, which is what we are all here to do. We're not here to just have conversations that make our emotions high and then we now feel those emotions only to forget what we've done all week. And then come back again and have another time where we do talk about the 60-second Jaga Jaga video and then abandon it next week. What we want to do is build from within. Because when you truly connect with your work, others will connect with it. There are 5 million people that do what you do in the world. How many Maya Jamas do we have in the world? that are as hot as she is, but when she holds the mic, she commands attention. It's not just the looks. If it was the looks and the popularity, when the Kardashian, Chloe hosted, was it American Idol or something? I can't remember the show she hosted, X Factor. She wasn't good as a co-host. She couldn't, no matter how much money they had spent in training and this thing, she couldn't because she was performing. Cynthia Erivo said something in an interview recently. She said when artists are what in musicals, because she talks about musicals a lot, when an actor goes from speaking to singing, some of them now start performing when they're singing. But she said you're doing the same thing in the both places. When you perform, people can see. They can't feel it. They don't connect with it. But when you see yourself as someone that is embodying those artists with a voice that is speaking and the artist with a voice that can sing, you become one with that character. And that's what we are hoping to do with what we are saying. How do we connect with our creative side to the extent that people see our work and they just want to do work with us? So we've been doing quite a lot of things with the 60-second Jaga Jaga video. We've been creating to build that muscle consistently. And if you've not been doing it, it's still fine. You can catch up. Don't say others have gone far. Some people have done 30 days, some people have done 120 days, some people have done a week. It doesn't matter. It is for you to start now. The first part we'll talk about is observation. Observation is the first step to recovery, not analysis, not planning, just watching softly and consistently. And what I always tell people when they join TikTok, people say, DK, I don't know how to use TikTok. I say, when you get on a platform, do not get on that platform to say, oh, I'm just going to start selling. I'm going to start creating videos. Even if I give you a video strategy, your job is to observe first and enjoy the content. Be on your FYP. Consume from other people. Create content that you want to create, which is saving them in different favorite folders. What I'm saying about the observation also applies to the art that we're going to be trying to consume. When you start consuming different types of art, a couple of things could happen. You connect with your humanity. You rediscover your taste. You understand your reading. You understand your own vision. Growing up in a family as the fourth child, my music taste was influenced by everybody's music taste because they listen to soft rock. I like soft rock. They listen to, I grew up in Nigeria, Cool FM. I didn't have a choice. We didn't have headphones and separate devices. So that's what I felt my music taste was. I always say I don't have any rhythm at all. But now I'm rediscovering my music taste and it is wonderful. I never thought I would like Brymo, and I'm like, Brymo is like one of the best things that ever happened in the Nigerian music industry. I've started feeling music again rather than just listening and going away. We have to appreciate other people's arts. Yes, we are in the business world. Yes, we are all running agencies because every single person here is running an agency of one. And that agency you're running can flourish because of you, or it will flourish because of you connecting with yourself. So I'm not asking you to do more. I'm asking you to enjoy content. Like I say, observe. Julia Cameron talks to us about we said we're working, one of the reference books is The Artist Way. She talks about taking yourself on an artist date every week, which is a solo expedition to do something that enchants or interests you. It's like a play date with your inner artist, a play date with your creative self. It doesn't have to be something expensive. It's just something that you're going to do in order to consume something else or just enjoy yourself and sit somewhere. I've been seeing all the Royal Ascot videos and I'm like, okay, I wish I could just go for something that is not this crowded and just sit and relax and enjoy something. or maybe go to the countryside, go somewhere else and just not do anything productive. So I'm not taking a book with me to read. I'm not taking anything with me to do it. So we are going to be going on field trips, what I call field trips. We're going to immerse ourselves into something this week. It's not just about going on a date with yourself. It's a departure from obligation. So you immerse yourself, you understand and feel the wonder, and then you reconnect with yourself. It doesn't have to be something expensive. It could be visiting a museum or a garden. You could walk through a new part of town. You could attend a live show or book reading. I've been seeing some book readings and I'm like, I wish I could go. You could do something simple. If you're at home, you could watch a classical concert, which I plan to do. Explore new sounds. What I started doing as my artist date was creating music with that Suno app, and I loved it. I didn't do it as work, but I did it as just me expressing myself. I've created a worksheet that I will share with you, so that everybody makes a copy, and you're going to basically, this talk could be your icebreaker for yourself if you're just starting, so that you don't, I don't want people to just jump into work so much. It kind of impacts you. So you then write what surprised you about this session, what moments or story of Dochi stayed with you or with Vincent, what part of me feels it's been underfed creatively, and where have I been over consuming without feeling. Then your relationships with feelings, you write them out, and then you prepare for your field trip. This is, like I said, it could be a place, it could be a sound. It's just basically something you've not done before. So you have to choose what this is, why this and why now. What feeling do you hope to reconnect with? And then you check in with your senses at the end of the trip, and you have this document, your integration or whatever you want to call it. But basically, you want to document your experience. Like I said, it doesn't have to be something expensive. I'm just saying you've put too much pressure on yourself as women in the creative industry. You put too much pressure on your results, in your output. You are working so hard. This is a period for you to just be still and enjoy art. So that's why we called it a field trip. You choose your field trip. If you want us to discuss ideas, I'm always open. And then you have this document to guide you, that what did I observe that I would have missed before. So even if it's, like I said, sometimes I'll listen to some songs intentionally and I'm like, I didn't hear this before, I didn't observe this before. And then I'm like, I was really, really, really nervous listening to that. Why am I nervous? What this experience gave me permission to feel or want. It gave me permission to just be myself when I'm listening. If it doesn't bring any memory or thought, you don't need, it's not a box ticking exercise. It's just an opportunity for you to this, I put this in the chat before, but I will put it again. But basically, your field trip example. So let's talk briefly as we talk about the field trip examples. What ideas come to your mind that you can do this week where you can experience creativity, art, not a place you are performing. It doesn't have to be an expensive experience, but it's just something different that you're going to do this week. Any ideas based on what you know about yourself already? Any ideas?
I mean, I already kind of know the immediate kind of area around me here. I don't know if there's a museum. I could check for that. One of the things I have tried to start doing is consuming more content on YouTube. I'm usually the type to not turn my TV on, but I've started to, I'll turn it on, I will watch like a DJ live set. I'll watch, maybe I've tried to start watching other people's like video podcasts and things like that, just to start seeing how other people are doing things and kind of taking things in a little bit differently. So I guess I might just check if there's a local museum around me and see if I can go check that out.
Okay, fantastic. Good. Or walk to the park, although the weather is good, so everybody's outside. But yes, do something different. Lola, what about you? What do you think you will experience this week on your field trip? I don't know if you can speak or you're still driving, but let's think outside the box and do something that you know you will do. So you're going to choose what you're going to do. You are not multitasking this period, please. This is not a time for you to multitask. This is a time for you. Okay, Lola said a classical concept. This is not a time for you to multitask. This is a time to immerse yourself fully. Just think about it. If you're in the cinema, you can't have your laptop with you. You can't have a book with you. You can't have your phone on. Everybody is going to almost kill you if you do have your phone on. Immerse yourself. I want you to allow the emotions to rise. I don't want you to kind of restrict yourself from doing anything. I want you to start reflecting on your reflect afterwards. So, for example, if I go and see Evita with the balcony stuff, I don't know if you guys have been seeing the um videos on TikTok where she comes out to the balcony to actually sing the Don't Cry for Me Argentina. I'm a musical geek. So I actually want to go see that, to just see her, even if I don't buy tickets, if it's possible to just watch that part completely, I will absolutely do it. But what we are doing at that point in time is not bringing our critic art on. We are Nigerians. We have opinions about every single thing. But sometimes when we give ourselves permission not to critique, we actually can immerse ourselves and enjoy. Afterwards, you can reflect. But we are quick to, you see something, you're judging the picture. I remember there was a picture I took. Someone scrolled in because I was wearing trousers before that shoot, then I changed into a dress. But I had lotion before. It was like, oh, your skin wasn't lotioned properly. I was like, how did you say I zoomed into your legs? I said, so you can't just look at a picture without zooming in that much. That may not be the way you do it, but the inner critic always comes up. And then this is not something we're doing once. This is something that we will be repeating this thing. There are questions you can ask yourself. What surprised me about it? What did I feel? I'll talk about music. Like I said, I love music, and the way I have distanced myself from music, when I created some songs, I had to go and reach out to some friends that I knew that like music the way I did to send to them. What surprised me about that was that I could create my own music with AI. And I was shocked because I don't have a good voice for singing. I left the choir when I was 13, but I absolutely love music. What did I feel? I felt like a child that was given a free rein to do whatever she wanted. So nobody was going to judge the tone of my voice. Nobody was going to judge anything. It was just me and the AI to creating something. So that's when I created The Unsaid. I had a conversation with some ladies about divorce, and then I created a song about it. So I was able to put my thoughts into music, and it made me reconnect with myself in a different way that I never anticipated. The stories I remembered were about when I used to love music and I love soft rock. When I think of Nickelback and all these other songs, they make me excited. As a Christian, I stopped listening to certain songs because I felt that, oh, they were not by Christian artists. But then I found out that there's some Christian artists that are actually not Christian artists. But do the words to promote gang violence? What do they promote? So and I started listening to what songs based on their lyrics. What does it invite me to do next? It invited me to listen to people, and that's how I found Brymo. I would never have searched for Brian because his antics are just not my way of thinking. But it's one of his his promotions. He basically almost went naked on that, what bridge was that in Nigeria, to promote his song. And I am like, that is not just me. I don't believe in stunts. But it invited me not to judge a book by its cover when it came to music. That I can find on exceptional music by just allowing myself feel. And I invited someone to create a playlist for creative recovery, and the songs they created, that's how I found Brian. I was shocked. That's not something I would have done. I like controlling the narrative. So it gave me freedom to learn about new artists that I had never listened to. I had never listened to Thames. I just hear about them. I don't listen to them. So that's what it made me feel. Okay, my laptop is frozen again. Let me see if I'll get my phone and do the rest from my phone. No, it's back. So we are still doing our 60-second Jaga Jaga video, but we are observing this week. Observe the content, see what it makes you feel. Don't watch a video and say, I'm observing. That means you're not really observing. So I want you to be present when you're watching these videos. You're not going to remove yourself from it completely, but rather you're giving yourself that permission to feel and to do what needs to be done. I knew I skipped a couple of pages when I was scrolling. Okay, so you're not creating from emptiness. You are allowed to feel yourself. Your feelings are valid. Your imagination is worthy. And you're creating because you are full of life, not because you are forced. Because I don't want it to seem like I'm forcing you to do the Jaga Jaga videos. They were to build something. But you do have something to say and you want to stand out in this industry. And the platforms we can use to stand out and get that recognition is digital platforms. So we have to show up. But when we show up first, it's difficult for us to even connect and for others to connect with us. At first, you're doing it to build that muscle. But after a while, you're going to have to start watching back your videos, seeing how they are doing, and then recreating that magic that you want to recreate. That's how we build. But first of all, we have to feel ourselves. Maybe you want to pick an old book that you used to read. I used to love Enid Blyton growing up. I read Famous Five. I read all those things. They made me connect with myself. Don't restrict yourself when it comes to filling yourself up. So when you're working on your field trip for feeling, don't make it about performance. Don't post about it if you don't want to. Just let it move you. Let it lead you. Let it direct you. Let it be soft. Let it be quiet. Let it be yours. If your way is loud, let it be that. Do not tame yourself for what you're doing. When you say the world is your oyster, this time around, believe it. It is your oyster because you have that opportunity to do what needs to be done. So we didn't do a icebreaker, but we can talk of this. So based on what we've discussed today, I want you to think about this. What quiet truth landed in you today as a creative? So it's about stillness. What quiet truth? The subtle truth that landed in you today. Although I was the one that created this slide, and you can write down in your jotter if you don't want to speak. Although I was one that created this slide, the quiet truth that kind of connected with me today is that these people were exceptional, but they found a way of feeling themselves. They did not feel satisfied with where they are. They were not just, oh, I've done this, I'm now the best. I don't need to consume. And where do I want to show myself more grace? E.T. or Lola, did anybody want to speak?
Yeah, sorry, my
Yeah.
audio was, I guess, cracking or it was delayed, so I was just gonna check in.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So we're doing the S, the stillness, the softness, and the spark. And we're looking at what quiet truth landed in you today. Where do you want to show yourself more grace this week? And what tiny desire or idea was reignited inside you? 3 questions that you can answer. You're supposed to answer it as a group, but not everyone is here. So we'll just say you can answer it individually. And I was just sharing the quiet truth that landed in me. And that was that I need to fill myself up, not just with what I like, but to consume art in a way that I will enjoy it also, and not just to judge it and say, oh, she was off key when she came on the balcony. When people are talking about, I don't know if everybody knows what I'm talking about with the balcony scene and the Evita stuff.
I've been seeing a clip on Twitter, but I didn't really pause to pay, attention to the detail.
So it's like they're acting, they're doing the Evita show on stage. In the movie, there's a time she goes on the balcony and sings to the people. So what happens is she comes on the balcony that is external and people on the street can watch her sing. And to me, that's exceptional art. So some people are judging her skill. So she's not such a this. And people that are inside the theater can see her and her reaction. And it's beautiful. So I just love the fact that they took a risk and it worked out fine because it's bringing attention to the show. But it's also helping them connect with the people the way the movie did. Such a beautiful movie. Madonna was exceptional in that Don't Cry For Me Argentina song. Exceptional. So yeah, that's what it just made me realize. The softness I want to show my self-grace for. I think for my Jaga Jaga videos, I don't think I'll be consistent. So I will show myself grace this week. I'll show up with my hair being messy. I did a video today and I'm putting it on my stories. And for me, it's just, even like I said, even if I created the slides, it just made me want to start enjoying content, enjoying things, consuming art just for the act of it, not necessarily to judge, because the judgmental heart comes on immediately. Oh, this is not like the book. If it's a book, we just keep talking and we don't see how we can change. So your job this week, if you choose to, is to observe, to fill yourself up, and to create something for yourself. This is not something you're going to share with the world about your field trip. Your field trip is yours. You don't need to come and share all the details of how it enabled you enjoy something, but it's something that you should do. All right. Any questions? If there are no questions, I'll stop sharing. Yeah, Evita, I'm just seeing the chat. Yes. So that's what we're required.
Hello.
To do with the estimate. So like, yes.
Oh, sorry. It broke, so I couldn't hear anything for a while. All I heard was something that's required, and that's it.
Okay, so I said what's required from you this week is to go on your field trip for yourself. It doesn't have to be a video that you share with the world. You can create that video for yourself to see how the aftermath of your field trip is. So you can do it before and after. But when you're going on your field trip, or the place of your choice, you are not multitasking. You can't be on a phone call. You can't be walking, nothing. Even if it's 30 minutes that you find yourself in that place enjoying it, immerse yourself into the experience and enjoy the art. If we will start looking at museums that we can go to, I'm sure there'll be quite a lot of museums that we can go to. that we can use to experience art. Let us experience creatives showcasing themselves to the world. And we will learn one or two things from it. So, all right then. Any questions, any objections, any observations? The network today is amazing. Hopefully, by next week we have it fixed. If there are no more questions, I will call it a night. So we'll meet again tomorrow. I should have sent the calendar invite for those that want to get work done. We'll meet tomorrow, 7 p.m. Co-working sessions. We'll do like 3 co-working sessions too, and then do a walk through the documents for anybody that asks questions. If you finished your work, you can still come and do something else. These office hours are for you to actually get work done, reading, admin work, whatever you want to do. Show up, prepared to get work done. All right, ladies, thank you so much for joining today. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone, because the network is just misbehaving. I'm hoping still. Okay, Lola says bye. It is